Good evening, guys. Sorry, I got a little bit late. So, okay. So, what question do we have regarding our last class?
Yeah, I have one question.
Sure.
Okay, so you know how you were saying about the stakeholders, like your one second, the primary holders and the
Mm-hmm.
one one second for that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear you guys.
Can you hear me?
Oh, uh, I'm having a hard
Yes,
time.
I can hear you.
I think it's just me, my thing. Oh yeah, now I can. So as I was saying that, the primary stakeholders and secondary stakeholders, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to more clarify, like what's the difference between them? I know you explained the primary stakeholders knows like the information, like the more information about the project. What like so secondary stakeholders are like, they're can you explain that like for a minute? What was the difference between them?
Yeah, certainly. So now, what project you was working on?
The sporting Dick Sporting Goods.
Dick Sporting Goods. So what was that project about?
Like open up a new page on the website about the clothes and stuff like that. You know, like women and men, like launching basically a new clothing line.
Okay, exactly. So in launching, so what were the stakeholder that can be with that clothing line? Like who was paying for that and who needed that to be like done?
But say it again.
So who paid for that project and who wanted that project to be done? So who is a beneficiary of that project?
The CEO of the company,
I mean,
right?
if
I
you
mean,
are like, considering a company, three people company, then CEO definitely is the beneficiary. But if
yeah,
you Dick Sporting Good, do you know how many employees like
I
that
know.
company has?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's a
So
lot of
how the
them.
CEO is a direct beneficiary of, a little bitty project that you are doing, probably like, 10 ladder behind, like down to the
Okay, so
CEO.
the person who takes care of that department.
So basically, like, somebody who sponsored the project, okay, business
Yes,
operation
yeah.
team
That's yeah.
who like own that relationship. Okay, this new
Okay,
clothing line, they are definitely they will be like having working with some third party, and there would be a some like somebody would be like they are not building that clothing or manufacturing that clothing end to end. They are basically acquiring
okay,
it, maybe giving their design and acquiring it or something like that. Okay, so
okay.
now consider the situation and see who are basically the beneficiary. There would be the beneficiary that sponsored that project, who want that basically to be added. There would be beneficiary who are like on more the relationship holder. There might be some the somebody who is providing that stuff, that clothing, a third party that is a beneficiary too. And then there are the accounts department that is a beneficiary too. Then
True. Yeah, you're right.
there is like supply chain management group that is a beneficiary too. So there
Yeah.
is like
Okay.
tons of different beneficiaries. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and then the primary stakeholder are who are basically direct beneficiary,
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
right?
All right. Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
all those who are indirect beneficiary, or they might have like, for example, that accounts are the payment system and all that, it will get impacted too. Okay,
Okay.
so they will be like some spokes some representative from them too. But because there is already exporting a standard checkout process they are following, then the representative is like becomes secondary, that their just job is to make sure that they are following the standard procedure of like checkout. Okay,
Okay. All
there
right.
is a no change in their system. That's what, to protect that interest, they are just like participating, but they are not the primary stake because they are not going to sign off the requirements. But who is going to
Okay.
sign off the
Gotcha.
requirement? Probably that business operation folks who are acquiring, maybe relationship holder, and maybe like third party. They might
Third
have
party.
like
Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
that is basically, now you can imagine like who would be primary and who would be secondary.
Okay.
So
Yes.
the
Yes. That's
criteria is who's gonna sign off the requirement, who's gonna signature at that document that
at
this
the
is our business need.
Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Okay,
All right.
and whoever
Yeah.
is gonna sign, they are automatically the primary, and
Primary. Yeah.
right, and who are they are not like gonna sign off those requirements. They are the secondary.
Secondary. Okay. If there's anything they can answer to.
Yeah, certainly. They
Yeah.
again, consider the real scenario. They are protecting their interest in there.
Yep.
Okay. So if there will be anything like, okay, all right, how would be the checkout? Checkout would be the standard process. Okay, what is the standard process? All right, standard process is this is okay. That's pretty much it for, and similarly, like, there may be kind of, some other team. So there is a organization is a complex entity. So in whatever that available and whatever the impacted, they would be, like contacted, and they would be invited to be participate as a stakeholder, and whoever is like, they will evaluate that whoever impacted, and then you can then they would be basically like in their stakeholder meeting.
Okay. Yeah. That clears out. I just wanted to know, like,
Yeah, certainly, good
what
question.
authorities, what authorities they have, like the primary and secondary, like, if the secondary has any authorities to do that. So yeah, that's clarified now. Yeah, that's
Okay,
clear to me now. All right. Yeah, that's it. That was my question.
all right, and then Brilliant and Amado, you guys have any question? Otherwise, I'm going to ask the question, so
No,
better you ask.
no, I don't have any question for now.
Okay, all right, then I have a question for you. So tell me, as a BA, how you start and what you do in first week.
Okay.
Explain it to me.
As a BA, my first week or my first day, up on onboarding, I guess I'll first receive my laptop, and then they will send me my credentials. They will send me my login and my password. Then I'll have to log in, set up everything, and then set up my email. Then on onboarding, my first day, I'll have somebody to onboard me. It could be the project manager, it could be the BA manager, etc. And then I'll have to check my email each time to see if there is anything. Then I will check if there is any compliance onboarding training, like HR training. And then you said yesterday that most of the trainings are done online. So that is for my first day. Then my second day, I guess the training continues, onboarding still goes on. I still get to know to check all the project we are working on. Then I that's the time for me to ask questions on onboarding, asking the person that is onboarding me, like what is the project about, get the project number, get the project title, get the whole documentation, if I can call it that way. And then I should get the link from my onboarding person, either the PM or the BA manager. I should get all the documentation, read through to get the project charter, to get the project request, to get the project timeline. So I need to know all that in order for me to start my own work as a BA. Then also I should go through all the documents that are provided to me to know about the project, to know what is it, the problem opportunities, the current and the future state. And then I should make sure that I understand the project before moving forward. I think that's it for my first week, basically.
Okay, all right. So what she did like identified wrong? Anybody wants to point out?
Um, I think she said almost everything.
Okay, all right. And then Brilliant, same question to you.
Okay. My first day as a BA, first I'll have my onboarding either by BA or a PM. I'll get my equipment, that's my laptop and my credentials. I'll also get all the compliance training on my first day. And on the second day, during my onboarding, I get my compliance too. I check the project we are working on. That's I'll ask the BA who is onboarding me to tell me the project we are working on. I get the documentations that I can read through in order to know the project more better. And on the third and the fourth day, I still work on the documentations and get to know more about the project before I start working fully as a BA.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And what did she missed? So Vishal and Amadu, what did she missed?
I think she missed maybe going through the documentation, getting the project request, maybe the list, getting her list of the project request, getting through the problem and opportunities.
Mhm.
Yeah, reading through the project charter.
Okay, all right. So again, then you explain to her that so she can basically like fill in that blank. So Brilliant, listen to Amadu, what you do as a BA, how you start it, and then you would be like kind of the aspect you miss, you will be basically answering again.
Okay.
All right, Amadu. So you're gonna tell her like what would be.
Okay.
Uh, do you want me to go
Amadu, will that be
or
okay for with you if he wants to go?
Yeah. That would be okay.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Okay.
okay? So 1 second. Okay, so day one, it's like a onboarding process, project manager or BA manager's team. And then after that, you will get your equipment, credentials, login, set up email, check your emails and stuff like that. And then like, you do meet and greet, and stuff like that. And then second is like, onboarding, compliance, training, HR training, online self-paced, and just a piece of that, whoever is on board. And then the next day is like, still onboarding, compliance, training, because training could last, a couple days, like 4 to 5 days. It will continue if you have to, and then you day two, basically you go over what project you know doing it, what you will be working on, and and then you can ask whoever's onboarding with you, and then get the project title, project number, project site, SharePoint site, like existing, like, whatever it's considered, like, includes the project with it, and like that you can ask whoever's onboarding with you, for day 3, day 4, day 5, or whatever your weekly is. It could be like, to the next week too, and stuff like that. And then like and then afterwards you check on the documents, read it thoroughly, like a project chatter, project request, business vision, like what do you go through the next week. That's basically your thing is, middle of the week you could say project plan documents, project timeline, which is important, list of contacts, which is really important, for your stakeholders and stuff like that. And then what's basically like, get to know about it in second week. That's what it is. A list of like stakeholders, the project charter documents. Like basically, main thing is like your second week when the real project starts. Where you have a business vision and you find out what you're working on. So that's what I have.
Okay. Brilliant. Did you understood anything? Or you need?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did. I think I've missed the documentation part of the project charter and also the project title and number.
Okay. All right. Then
Day
I
6.
will let you go again. So if you can basically explain again, that'll be helpful.
Okay, all right. Day 1, doing onboarding process. I'm being onboarded either by PM or a BM, and then I collect my equipment, that's the laptop, my credentials, login and email information. Also, I check if there are any onboarding trainings by asking the person who is onboarding me. Then day 2, we have we continue the onboarding and training. And we also have I get to know about the project we're working on, get the project title and the number, the project site, SharePoint sites, and the project documentations. So I'm gonna ask whoever is onboarding me. Then the 3, 4, and 5, I'm going to check the documentations, read it through. That is the project charter, the project request and business vision, including the timeline too. Then I'm gonna check on like what the purpose of the project is, get to know more about the project, the problem we are working on concerning the project, the current and future state of the project too. Then day 6, that's 2 weeks, I'm going to identify the right stakeholder for the project. That's it. Will you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry, I was stuck in mute. So, especially when you will do this like the job soon, you will have this problem too, that you would be talking, but you have muted yourself and then started talking. So I was asking Amadu, what did she miss now?
What did she miss? I think just going through her emails and getting the list of the stakeholders.
Mhm.
I think that's all.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So Okay, then my next question to you, Amarut. So tell me that like how you will do the stakeholder analysis, how you will find the stakeholders.
How I'll find like how to find the stakeholders, I think I'll have like some contacts in the project charter. Then from there, I'll send out a meeting invite to the stakeholders. Then when I get to the meeting, I'll ask who is signing off the project. So the person that will be the one to sign off the project will be the primary stakeholder, while the rest will be the secondary stakeholders. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I get the contact from the project charter, from the project documentation. Then I try to reach out to the stakeholder by sending out a meeting invite, and then get to them on a meeting, to schedule a meeting with the stakeholder, introduce myself, and basically the purpose of the meeting is to identify the stakeholder for the project, right? So when I got to the meeting, I will conduct the meeting, start by introducing myself normally, and then get to know who will be the person to sign. I'll ask them who is signing off, who is the one signing off requirements. So the person that will sign off the requirement, yeah, this is the word I was looking for. The person who will sign off the requirement will definitely be the primary stakeholder, and then the other people will be the secondary stakeholders. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Definitely. So here's the scenario, another scenario that you haven't have any stakeholder information in those basically like uh, documents. Like you find the document, but in the stakeholder there was name were like uh, some like CEO and some others name, so it doesn't look like stakeholder. So
Yeah.
who you gonna then what you gonna do from there?
Oh, from there, I think I will reach out to the person that is onboarding me, either the PM or the BA manager, and then I can submit that to them, ask them the questions like who are the stakeholders, because I've seen those names, but I didn't see anything related to a stakeholder. If you can give me a hint on that. So I'll definitely ask the question to the person that is onboarding me, because I think that's the main person that I can actually get some more information from.
Okay, that's very good answer. That's onboarding you. And what if onboarding person said like I don't know, like I don't know what project you will be working, so you have to wait for till you get the project assigned. So that is the situation. Okay,
Yeah.
so then who would be the person who can help you with the in that type of situation where onboarding person is not the relevant person.
That I don't know.
You know that already, but you are not just looking at right. So here, let me like repeat my question.
Yeah.
So I onboarded you on day
Mhm.
one. I told you like okay, all right, this is your laptop and all that. Like this is like whatever the resources is needed. I am a fellow project manager.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I or you can say I'm a business analyst in like the BA team. So I'm just helping you on board, getting you, basically initial setup, and after that, told you like you have to wait for till the you got contacted which project you will be working. So
Mhm.
in that is that situation. Then I cannot tell you who would be the stakeholder because I onboarded you and later on day 3 or day 4 you got to know like what project you will be working. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you will ask me, then I will certainly point out to you to who I will point out to.
Oh, the BA manager?
No.
No.
Why BA manager? Do
The
BA
project,
manager has anything to do with your project?
the
No.
project
The
manager.
project manager.
Exactly. You are missing that whole person.
The
Somebody who
project
is
manager.
exactly
Yeah.
project manager. So
Yeah.
what you gonna ask the project manager? Went through the documentation and you didn't find any concrete
Yes.
stakeholder information, or so what are you gonna ask the project manager?
Um, I'll like I'll ask the project manager the information about the project and the stakeholders, the various stakeholders.
I'm the project manager. Ask me.
Okay. So I went through the project charter and all the documentation. I wasn't able to actually find the stakeholders' names and information. Can you please provide me with those information so I can be able to send out a meeting invite, something
Okay.
like that?
Yep, that was good. So
Yeah.
that was good. Only thing is so other thing that you can basically ask along
Mm-hmm.
with this, have you and if they say like I don't know who are the stakeholder, I don't know, I'm not, if they will answer you this, then
Yeah.
you can ask, hey, do you have any contact list yet that you prepared for the stakeholder contact list?
Okay.
Okay, if they have prepared, then you can ask for that. And they uh, definitely, if they don't have, for example, somebody did the project management work, project
Mm-hmm.
manager and all that pre-planning, and that project manager just joined at and then they left. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
left the company or left the project, they vanished, whatever happened. But the situation, somebody did the project planning and all that, and the project manager who would be working, that got hired on the same day as you got hired. So
Yeah.
that person probably don't know if there would be any contact list and all that. Okay. So that in that case, what are you gonna do? They are not gonna answer you. I don't know, I haven't done that planning, but so I don't know if but I didn't made any list. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
in that situation, you can basically, hey, do you know like in any there might be some other place for some of that project. So do you know any other place where further project documentation could be? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know any place. That's the answer. Then, hey, can you let me know that who you was working on this project, who you was
Yeah.
talking to for getting information or doing kickoff or something.
Mm-hmm.
They will tell, okay, yeah, I was talking to this guy from this team. All right, do you have a contact number or email? Then you get that contact number, email, and then send them an email. Hey, I'm a business analyst. I'm you know want to know the stakeholders, and this is what my purpose is. So they gonna then basically so that way you navigate through to find the people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometime you have to do that. So there are many alternate way, but your skill is you ask question, and you are able to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
is your skill that you as a BA you develop, and even as a project manager, because everybody is busy in their work, they might be working on multiple assignment. So you have to be proactive to get the information and reach out to them to get what you want. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
they are not gonna basically if you don't do anything, they are not gonna come to you. So this is how you basically multiple ways to navigate and find out who are the stakeholders. And this is very basically important. Two things most important. First is finding the right stakeholder, finding who is a primary and who is a secondary, and then developing some basic knowledge of the project. Okay, and when you have that, then next step is to basically go and schedule a meeting. Okay, that
Mhm.
is basically the next step, to go and schedule a meeting.
Okay.
All right, and we will today will okay. All right, so now you have to start your basically you are ready, you got the stakeholder information, who are primary, who are secondary, you have prepared basically your basic knowledge of the project. You might be 2 3 weeks old in the project, so you got some information on the project. Okay, so you now can basically start project kickoff. Okay, basically requirement kickoff. Okay, so that is basically just the first session of the requirement, right? And so now you are ready to do the requirement gathering sessions. Okay, you're ready to do the requirement gathering session. So what you gonna do first? Okay, first is schedule that meeting. Requirement kickoff meeting. That is the first thing. Okay, so for that, what are you gonna do? You're gonna you know draft an email of invite. Okay, and in the email, what it goes like, subject. Okay, so subject would be, you can have as simple as requirement kickoff, uh, for project number, and then project name. Okay, and then would be email body, body that will first salutations, you know and then basically agenda, then would be when and where info, like you know time, location. That's what I mean. Okay, so that would be, and then basically invitee list emails of all invitee. Okay, so that, and you will basically send out that like you will check their calendar. Okay, for example, like if it is, then like if so like if I'm sending, so you would be able to like check their calendar. And okay, so I'm using some kind of latest version, and it's like to check the calendar is calendar setting. So usually in that you would be able to like see the calendar, like how they look like. So there it will like you know in the Outlook email that you will be using, you would be able to like see, okay, that each like invitee calendar, you would be able to like see when they are busy and when they are available. And then you have the primary stakeholder, check when they are free, and then basically like schedule a meeting in there in that time slot. So this is your basically like sending out the invite. Okay, so this is your first task. Okay, and then what, after sending out the invite, what is the second? Okay, then pre preparation for the first meeting. Okay, and in that preparation, what comes? You would have PPT based on what you know so far. As example, like possible slides would be, okay, title and project number, and then project background, then problem or opportunity statement, then current state and future state. Okay, all right, so this is where what you're gonna bring, and this would be like it's kind of the same presentation do you start building when you are like doing gonna do like stakeholder analysis. Okay, it's just like updated the version of that. Okay, so now you have preparation for the meeting along with the preparation. The second point is if you get someone act as scribe who can take notes of the meeting. Okay, usually you can ask QA or other BA to help you taking notes. Okay, so somebody who can take notes. Okay, and maybe like uh, if the recording capability is there, then just record record so that you can listen later. Okay. So in the system, if you can record that meeting, then record, then you probably don't need scribe. Okay. The purpose of the scribe is to so you can focus on asking question and focus on what other people are telling, because your question gonna be mostly based on their answers. Okay. For example, like, I just asked one question, and then, Amadou answer. From her answer, I asked the follow-up question, and she answered. From her answer, I asked the follow-up question. Okay. And those questions are just basically like, using your common sense. Look, okay. And the purpose of your mindset is curiosity. Okay. You don't know anything, and you are learning what they are looking for. And what you are understanding, you are verifying your understanding with them too. Like they told you something, so then you ask, like, pose the question. Okay, what I understood from your, like, you need this, is it right? Is it what you are talking? Okay. So this thing, the re-verification of your understanding, is basically like, primary skill of a BA. A BA always verify what he or she understood when the stakeholder tells something. Okay. And this is so important because sometimes people are, talking, but in their mind they are thinking something else, and they think they said that, but they haven't spoken the, like, those words. What they have spoken, that totally means something else. So you won't know until you will ask, hey, this is what you said, so this is what you said. Just repeat your understanding and tell him, and you will be amazed that most of the time what you was understanding and what they were saying, it might be like kind of, like a bit different, and sometimes totally opposite. So that's why this is like kind of, if you can take this tip, not only like in the BA, but in your life, a lot of things will get easier, you know. So this is basically also a key point in communication, that you develop these skills in yourself and ask the verification of understanding. When somebody tells you something, you ask the verification, hey, this is what you mean. Then their answer would verify what exactly they mean when they said that. Okay. And sometime with your question, they it kind of challenge them to think what they mean. Okay. And they have a better answer. Okay. So this is basically also your verification, also sometimes brainstorm them, so they, like, tell you, like, exactly. For example, like, and in the requirement gathering, it is very important. For example, like, the requirement they're given is like, we need a carib I want a caribou coffee. This is what the requirement, the first thing they given to you. Okay. So you, like, ask the follow-up question. So what I understood, this is like, do you want a caribou coffee? So then they will verify, yeah, I want coffee. I want that, like, their answer was, I want a cup of coffee. That was their second answer. When you said, like, do you want a caribou coffee? That's what I understood. Is it like right? So then they will, like, no, I mean, I want a cup of, like, caribou coffee. Oh, okay. So you just want a cup, or you want, coffee with the cup? No, I just want the cup. So then, okay, what exactly, why you want just a cup? So I want some, something which will, like, can hold like a hot liquid. So basically, you don't want the caribou coffee cup. You want just a cup that can hold like a hot liquid. Is it right? Yes, that's what I want. So you want paper cup, or then follow. You want a paper cup, or it can be styrofoam. Then they will like, we can have we prefer paper cup. Okay, all right. So what I understood, you want to have paper cups, for your, you, and what quantity you want, just like that. So, see, from Caribou Coffee, what is the like the underlying real requirement was that they just want a, cup, a paper cup, which can hold a hot liquid. Okay, so what they told initially and what with your verification and asking question got you. So this is what, as a BA you do, like when you ask question and do like verify those kind of on question from their answer, then you get to a real problem. Okay, and so with that said, let's get back to. So these are the couple of tasks you will do to, for the kickoff meeting. So kickoff meeting, in the first meeting, then will have your wait for like give a few minutes when you hold a meeting, give few minutes for everybody to join, and in the meantime just have a casual conversation. Introduce yourself, and ask other people like where they are located, and how the weather is, or blah blah blah. Okay, and in the meantime also keep looking at basically like that participants. So okay, all right, we got this, and I'm still waiting for this. So okay, and don't wait more than a minute. Okay, just like if it would be more than a minute, you can check with them. Hey, okay, I haven't. If you some primary stakeholder missing, and then you can just like message them in your basically using whatever the tool that they have, and then basically like okay, just
Mhm.
give me okay, message them whatever the tool they have, and then basically like check if they are available, and if they are still not responding and available, then basically, and most of the time, if you have an just message over here, it will go to their chat too. Okay, that the meeting tool whatever they are you guys are using would be have the capability just in the meeting, and it becomes like a meeting chat, and it will stay in there.
Okay. Like for example, if they are using Microsoft Outlook or Microsoft Team, they will definitely have like a chat section where you can leave a message and everybody can see it. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. uh yes, that's that's true. So I mean, they in whatever you chat over here in your meeting, it will be like available for everybody, all the participants.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that's how it basically goes. So
So how long does this first meeting, how long
so
can
you
you set it from your
right, right,
calendar?
it's like 45 40 to 45 minutes long meeting. Okay, so 1 to 2 minutes maximum, wait and let other people to join, and then basically you can start that meeting. Okay, after you see like people are joined, and you check that all the primary stakeholder that we needed for that are here, so we can start. So then have the pull up your presentation, and then you start. Okay, all right, so this is my name is this, I'm the business analyst for this like project, and then this project, the background of this project is this, and whatever the story, and then go to problem opportunity. So as by my understanding and what I learned so far, that the problem statement is this, like we are having this issue, and this is okay. All right, and is it like a quick question? Is it like the problem statement that's right, or there is there anything missing?
Mm-hmm.
Pose this question, and they will like, okay, all right, yeah, I think that's right. This is what we are exactly facing. Somebody will like start speaking. Okay, some primary stakeholder, and then if there would be like any further information, you will know, and then go to current state. and present that current state. So currently, how this problem is being handled is this way, and is it like, is it this the current state? Like, am I missing something? Okay,
Yeah.
and then future state. So you want to do these in future. So future state is basically like your high level requirement. Okay, so in future state, for example, like they say, they said like so current state and future state, the difference between where how they are currently doing and in the future what they want to where they want to reach. So that is basically like a difference between this and this. Those are where your requirement lies. Okay, how to reach from current state to future state, answer is basically those like user requirements. Okay, currently we are doing this, in future we want to do this that, and then how you will want to do that. Okay, what is the basically like what's the benefit, why you want to do that. Okay, is the current process or something is not relevant anymore, is it like, so all those questions you're gonna ask them, and they're gonna basically answer, and then from their answer there will be more question. Okay, and probably like 5-10 minute 5-minute discussion, 10-minute discussion on a future state. That's all you're gonna get in the first meeting. And then okay, all right, so well, I'm gonna schedule like the our next regular meetings. So then you can basically ask them that, hey, when their availability is. So then the next is a part of your meeting, the last part in fact. Okay, that is basically scheduling future meetings. So how? By talking to, so you pull up your calendar and you, okay, all right, so I can schedule this. So is it like everybody is, anybody has any concern, or everybody would be available, or so ask that, and basically you would be like, okay, all right, so when we can schedule, okay, all right, these basically Mondays or Tuesdays and Fridays, when we, so get that from them, and then basically like schedule, and schedule like, okay, all right, so repeat repetitive meeting. Okay, so when they're gonna be like every uh when they're gonna be like, is gonna be like daily or what, based on, and you would be like letting them, hey, I have to finish that basically in a 4 weeks, so I want like meeting daily if possible, if not possible, okay, every other day. So means like you get to basically schedule some meetings, at least 7, 8, 10 meetings for like a couple of weeks, so that you will get a maximum like requirement and get it finalized before your deadline.
Okay. That means you often have meetings with stakeholders.
Exactly. Until
Okay.
unless that your future state is like complete, that this
Okay.
is what they want for future, and so you will basically, that is complete, and they will ask, okay, all right, this is what they where they want to reach.
Okay.
So first meeting, then second meeting. In the second meeting, you will be like bringing up maybe the requirement document, because now you put all that information and whatever the further requirement you got in that requirement document, and then you are going over, okay, in our last discussion, we gathered these requirements. Okay, and this is the future state that was like look like. So then you start asking questions. So I have few questions. So with these first go over what are they have given in the last time. These are the requirement document. So requirement one that I documented is this. Is it right? Anything I'm missing? Okay, they will tell you, okay, all right, yeah, it is like right, or you're missing something. They will give the feedback, and then you second, and then third, and then asking question. And if when you verify, if you have further question, ask that question. So what happens? Sometime they given requirement in session 2, they might not be valid in session 5. In session 5, they will tell, okay, all right, we have to strike through those 3. We don't need any these anymore, because this, 7-8 requirement will fulfill the objective for what we are trying to achieve in 2 and 3, along with so then you will be keep documenting the requirement, and sometime some of the requirements are gonna go straight through, means they gonna be descoped. Okay, so that how you keep having those meeting, asking question, asking about more clarity on the requirement, and getting that requirement document finalized.
Okay.
All right, any questions so far?
No, we are good. I'm good, Chief. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is basically the most important job of a BA, to gather and document requirements. Okay, and this is the primary skill that you have to, basically primary job, because later on what you will document, you just in basically in other phases, you are just gonna basically explain those. That's all. Okay, so in next phases, during the design phase, you are just gonna go over what the requirement you have documented, and just help them to understand what the business needs were. Okay, and then during development only, like this, what the business needs were, to testing team what the business needs were. So all they need to know these requirements that you gathered from you. So you can say 70% of the job is this, to gather and document requirement as a BA for you. Okay.
So yeah, so basically the whole job is like based on this requirements and
Exactly.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because developments and system they're just gonna design, and the development's gonna code whatever they need to do. That's their job. But most of the work is right here.
Exactly. So they're gonna code
Okay.
based on these user needs.
User needs. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
So these are basically inputs for their work.
Yeah, I mean this is the assignment they have to do.
No, this is the input for their work, not the assignment. That will be wrong.
I mean, like that's what I meant. Yeah, input for them. Yeah, like
Right. So
easy
basically,
words. I was saying. Yeah.
right. So don't use easy words. Just use that
Yeah,
words
I know.
that
I know. I'm
right.
sorry. Yeah.
So okay,
No,
because
that it's easier for me to understand that way. When
exactly,
I
and
use
that's
the basic language. Yeah.
right. For basic language, for understanding, but using, because assignment is something that used differently in business analysis, or project management space. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
understood that.
that's
When I
why
said it,
we
I understood. Yeah.
right. So that's why
Yeah.
we cannot use that word to depict this understanding. So that's why we will more use, because input, that's like these are gonna be input for
Yeah, more like
design.
IT terms.
Right. No, it's
Yeah.
common terms, but
Yeah,
not
common terms. It's the
right.
way. Yeah, the
But
way you
these
use
are
it.
only
Yeah.
the
My bad.
specific. Yeah, so these are only like the specific terms that use. So although they as by synonyms, they are carry the same understanding that as other, but as a language, in America we use some words in some different some ways. In Europe
Yeah,
they
some
use
ways. Yeah.
those words
You're
in
right.
different ways. Similarly, here we use those words in a particular way. So if you
Yeah.
are using those words, then they will be okay, all right, yeah, he know what he's talking. But if you
Yeah.
gonna be using the common words, or those
Yeah.
words,
Yeah.
then they will be, oh, okay, all right, so that guy, I don't know what are
What are you talking about? Yeah,
right,
they're
are
not
don't
expecting that terms. Yeah,
right
they're not
right
expecting those terms. Yeah.
right, or they will be doubt in your experience, that he probably doesn't have real experience or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so, and this is only important when you are basically interviewing and trying to get the job.
Yeah.
Then it is important to use that lingo and the language, because that is like, and later on you can basically apply further terms when you are actually working and doing the job. Then you can use other terms too, but then
Yeah.
you have more independence and leverage to do that because you already have job. So
Yep.
you know but for getting the job, you have to be strict on these terminology in the language.
Yeah, definitely. As a interview, be more professional. Yeah, about
Right,
it.
and that's why
Yeah.
I will be like the question I'm asking and having you basically repeat those. I will be like asking more and more so that you would kind of like get used to that language.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and you have to basically when help each other too. When I ask you, when somebody answer, listen carefully and then basically identify that, where they did like wrong, because I can tell that too. But if you will like think critically, then you won't make that mistake, right?
Yep.
And you will be like careful. So that's why I ask you or somebody else to explain that what was the mistake. So be attentive and listen each other carefully. Okay,
I
any
have a
question?
question. Yeah, I
No.
have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
So after all this gathering of requirements, right? So we go ahead and we get all the requirements that the developer needs, the QA needs, and everything.
Mhm.
So is the BA the one who's supposed to schedule QA's meeting and development meeting? Is the same person who does that?
So the QA development, no. Usually, like the development team lead are those schedule the development meetings.
And then
Okay.
they would send an invite to a
Right,
BA.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
they
Okay.
send them invite to BA, and
Okay.
if you don't get the invite, just tell them, hey, add me in the invite to like the development team meeting invite. And similarly, QA needs to basically start writing their test scripts, so
Mm-hmm.
they will work with you. And so usually, like before the development will start, you schedule kind of a meeting with them to go over with the like requirement document,
Okay.
overview of requirement document. So you just
Mm-hmm.
schedule a meeting with them. Okay.
Okay.
And you
Mm-hmm.
give them overview. Similarly, like after you are done, you might be, if the system analyst is not involved in your last meeting of requirement,
Mm-hmm.
then you maybe like held an overview of requirement document with the system analyst, like at least one overview, and then he or she can be in contact with you, and whenever they need help, they can reach out to you and ask about the requirement and something like that. So it's kind of you know go
Okay.
back and forth.
Okay.
Okay, so with like
Mm-hmm.
multiple session, then at the end result of your requirement session, that is like a business requirement document that you prepare.
Mm-hmm.
And sometime is also called like project requirement document. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and sometime it's also called backlog. Okay,
Yeah.
which basically consists of requirements in form of user stories. Okay, so these are different basically like deliverables. We call them the deliverables for business analyst. But these are like in like waterfall, either they call business requirement document or project requirement document, and in agile they call it like a backlog.
Mm-hmm.
Waterfall, that is like traditional.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is basically, this is the deliverable for the BA. That is the deliverable for the business analysis phase. Okay, when
Mm-hmm.
this that is like signed off, and when the requirement document becomes valid, when it got signed off with the from the primary stakeholder, Okay, and after the requirement are like done in the last meeting, they said, okay, all right, everything is what they need. Then you will ask them like, are they do they sign off for these requirement? And whatever, then different organization have different way of sign off. Somebody just like, all right, just like gets a verbal thumbs up, like mm, if sign up, and they said like, yes, that's enough. Some organization, okay, then I'm gonna be sending you like the sign off document, so that we can, some organization is kind of do this, so you send each of the primary stakeholder a sign off document, and they sign it off, and then it goes to next. So it depends. So but mostly in today's world, it's just like kind of a verbal confirmation on the last meeting that this is all they need. Okay, and then, so this is basically today we have went through the primary function of a BA. Okay. Then later on, giving overview to like a system analyst and developers and the testing. So this is what we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. And then working as a UAT lead. But this is the primary role of a BA, that gathering requirements and documenting requirement to complete that like business requirement phase. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. All right. Either you guys understood everything or nothing. I will be asking question tomorrow, so be ready for that. And better you ask question first. Okay.
Yeah, just have that
Okay.
session. Send it to us.
Yeah, it will be sent it to
Because
like
because in the beginning and in the middle of it, I had little
Yeah. So
some
you will.
troublance with
Yeah.
my internet, so I
Yeah.
could just go over the session and write my notes.
Okay. Yeah. You will get
All
that.
right,
Okay.
all right.
Bye then.
Thank you,
Bye.
Shazad.
Bye for
Thank you,
now.
man. All right,
Thank
bye.
you.